sacred wild. It has been some time. I've taken some time to refine and realign my energy, my intentions, my purpose here. And we are picking back up on exploring the embodiment of the liberated way of being. And what a beautiful opportunity and time to do this in. I had taken some time away. My intention was to let everything go, to let the community go, to let all of it go. It was just calling very loudly to me to do so. And even though I clicked all the buttons to close the community, delete the community, it stayed. And so I took my time, sat with everything, let a lot go. People, experiences, time, choices. And it's that saying of when you let everything go, what isn't meant for you will fall away, and what is meant for you will stay. You can't do anything to prevent what is meant for you from coming to you. And you can't do anything to make something stay that isn't meant to stay. And so, after a lot of refinement, a lot of realignment, we are here again, exploring the 9 ways of being. And with the time that I took off, there are some shifts that have been made, even with how this experience goes. It used to be very structured, and I'm sure the natural structure will find itself yet again. But right now, I'm just flowing with it. The 9 ways of being still feel aligned along with our rebirthing opening ceremony, and we will be spending some more time on the death as well once winter comes. My intention is to continue completing these videos in alignment with the natural cycle of this earth. When we come to the winter solstice, the next 3 months of winter will be a time of death, and we will explore that in depth together. I've also decided that these videos are going to be me recording and sharing with the world right now. And we will open it back up to other people joining when the time feels aligned. But right now, this feels like a very solitary thing for me to share and share with the world. And at some point, like I said, we will have gatherings again. And this work feels important to me. It feels a part of me. It feels something that I can't not do. And so here I am. We left off with the internal world of the liberated way of being, the embracing of the internal world. And now we are in the embodiment in the outer world of the liberated way of being. And what the hell does that look like? Right? So it looks like this. It looks like me needing to let go of it all and choosing to do so. And then here I am yet again for the umpteenth millionth time. So, the way we walk through these ways of being in the sacred wild, we have 6 core practices. And those practices are prayer, the way we speak to spirit, universe, or God, however you want to name it. Then we have meditation, and that's how we listen. We speak and we listen. That's how an open conversation goes. And oh goodness, it's been some time. So meditation is how we be with spirit. Contemplation is how we listen. We may think it's our thinking mind, but oftentimes our mind and our intuition, instinct, or God, spirit, universe speaking to us can interplay with each other. So, prayer is how we speak to spirit, contemplation is how we listen to spirit, meditation is how we simply be with spirit. And then we move into witnessing. We get to witness each other. We get to express, we get to share our message with this world. And then we get to embody that message. We get to move. How do we move in this world while we're embodying this message? And so through these practices, we'll walk through these 9 ways of being, continuing. But right now, I would like to share my contemplations on the liberated way of being and how that is embodied in this external world. And so, we have walked through a number of the ways of being already. We have walked through the prepared way of being. We have walked through the safety way of being. We have walked through the freedom way of being. So in this space where we have prepared ourselves, we have given ourselves everything we need to be safe. We have unchained ourselves to a space of being free. We step into the liberated way of being and we get to choose what we do now. We are in the space of discernment. We've given ourselves absolute freedom. We've given ourselves what we need to be safe and prepared ourselves. And now what are we going to do? What do we choose to do? Who do we choose to be? And as we embraced the inner world, our beliefs, our identities, our thoughts, and our stories, now we get to translate this in how we walk through life. And the embodiment of this way of being, it's expressed in our actions, it's expressed in our words, and it's expressed in our energy. Though we may say certain things, use certain words, do our actions back that up? Are our actions aligned with our words and are both aligned with our energy? And is all of that aligned with our beliefs, identities, thoughts, and stories that we have? Now, the liberated way of being, we've given ourselves that freedom, right? And now we get to step into choice. How do we choose to step? Are we going to choose to live by somebody else's programming? Or are we going to choose for ourselves what feels aligned and in integrity? Are we going to walk through this world doing things to manipulate others into doing and being what we want them to be? Or are we going to choose to embody what we want to be, what we want and desire in this life? And as we embody that energy, as we take that action and use those words to claim and name what it is that we desire to become, what it is we desire in this world, then we get to witness our world change. The liberated way of being can be a bit overwhelming because we choose. But here's the piece is that this also gets to be fun. It gets to be play. We get to walk through this and play through this. We can play dress up. We can dress ourselves up with the actions, words, and energy that we want and desire. And we may walk through that and realize it is not what we want. So we get to try something else. We get to embody curiosity as we walk through this liberated way of being. But the piece is that as we walk through this liberation, then we lose the opportunity to blame anybody else. There's somebody that is pissing you off or rubbing you the wrong way, you no longer get to blame them because you are choosing to have them in your life. You are choosing to give them your energy and attention. If there's something making you uncomfortable, then you lose the opportunity to use excuses or put the blame or the responsibility on anybody else, because as we walk through this life in a liberated way, we take responsibility and accountability for our actions, words, and energy, also meaning we take responsibility for the life that we have created. And this is coming from somebody who was given shit as I grew up. The beliefs and the identities and the stories that were embedded in me. I should be a drug addict person living a life of just treating people like shit. I did that for a long time. And I lived my life where I was blaming other people, where I was blaming the people who raised me. But let me tell you something is that that can only go so far. That will only get you so far. The blame game and the shame and the putting the responsibility of your life onto somebody else will get you nowhere. It makes you powerless. That is genuinely you giving your power over to somebody else. It's not anybody taking it. Now, just because we didn't walk through an initiation transitioning us from childhood to adulthood doesn't mean that that transition didn't happen. And you can either embody what it is to be an adult, meaning taking responsibility of your own emotional well being, your own physical well being, your own mental well being, your own spiritual well being. Or you can stay being a child and put that responsibility for your emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical well being onto somebody else. It is your choice. You get to discern how you walk in this life. You get to walk this life in a liberated way. Are you going to choose to walk through this life embodying somebody who is unsafe? Or are you going to choose to walk through this life embodying safety? And I will tell you, I was not raised knowing what the hell safety was. I wasn't raised in this life taught to know what love was. My version of love was abuse. But at some point, I had to make the decision. And I say I had to, I didn't have to. But where I was unbearable. I could not stay there anymore. I had stayed there long enough. And so I chose to walk this life as somebody who loves and is loved. I didn't know how the fuck to do that. So I played pretend. In those moments where I didn't know what to do, the only option I had was to go back to the old ways of being, of manipulation and lying and making people feel small so I could feel more powerful and big and in control and safe, quote unquote safe. I would ask myself, what would somebody who knows how to love do? What would somebody who knows how to love say? How would somebody who knows how to love be? There were people in my life that I looked at as a mentor, as a role model that I thought knew how to love, and I learned from them. I started doing what they did. And eventually I found my own way. I am a patchwork of people. I mean, the way I learned how to parent my children was genuinely from using Lorelai Gilmore from Gilmore Girls as my role model, who is not a real person. It's a fictional story. I'm sure there are stories out there that are similar to that, but that is the type of mom I wanted to be. That is the type of relationship I wanted to have with my kids. And guess what? I have that. If you don't know how, that is not a reason not to. It is a reason to get curious. If you choose to walk this path of liberation, then you get to be whatever the hell you want. Not knowing how is no longer a reason not to be. Liberating yourself can be scary as fuck because it can mean turning your back on everything you've ever known, the only way that you've ever known how to be. It may be something as small as leaving a job or not going to college or not going to the college that your family has all gone to. It could be something as big as leaving a religion, of letting go of your entire family, of moving across the country, across the world. But you can feel it in your heart. Walking this liberated path, this liberated way of being, it is an opportunity, an invitation to get to know your intuition and instinct, to learn how to trust that again. At some point, you may have been taught that your intuition and instinct was wrong and bad and shouldn't be trusted. It's time to let all of that go and learn how to trust it. Oh man, video went off, started going all crazy. Oh, we'll see. Nope. That power, right? Walking liberation throws technology off. Let's try this again. So, walking this liberated path means you get to choose. You've unchained yourself. You've taken off the shackles. And you are free, or are learning, you are remembering that you're free, right? Now let's give yourself some aim, some direction, some focus. Who are you? What is your purpose? What lights you up in this life? Yes, these can be some really big fucking questions, and they may be hard to answer, but the truth is they're not. Your practice now is to listen, because your purpose, who you are, your truth is not something you create or decide. It is who you are. It is something that is already in you. It is you. It is an expression of you. The words that you are trying to find to describe this. So step into the practices. Pray. Ask for guidance. Ask for help. Ask for support. Have a conversation with a tree. Talk to your ancestors. Pray to your God. Write in a journal. Prayer doesn't look just one way. We're in the liberated way of being, baby. It gets to look however the hell you want it to be. Prayer is speaking to source, speaking to God, speaking to spirit, whatever name you choose to name the infinite. Again, liberated. You get to choose what aligns for you, and that gets to change also. Then once you ask the questions, once you have the conversation, then shut up and listen. Contemplation. Driving is somewhere that I am in my deepest contemplation. It doesn't have to look like sitting in your lotus position with your hands in a mudra, meditating in silence. It can happen when you're on the treadmill. It can happen while you're hiking. It can happen while you're at work, working on your computer. Contemplation doesn't look just one way either. It's about listening. What comes to you? Not figuring it out, simply allowing those answers to come and be seen. They're already there. Then meditate. Just be with it. Let the essence of your truth, let the essence of your purpose, let the essence of who you are just be there. Sit with it, get to know it. How does it feel? How does it feel in your body? How does it feel in your mind? How does it feel energetically? Does it make the world look different? Is it maybe a little brighter? Is your body maybe a little softer? Meditate just to be with it. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to understand it. Just be. There's no reason. There's no end goal. You just get to be. Then step into expression. You can journal about it. You can make a video about it. You can talk to a friend. You can make a post on social media. You can write a song. And hell, do some yoga. It's expression. How do you express the essence that has come to you? How do you express your purpose or who you are? Maybe it's in how you dress or getting a funky haircut. And then what comes after the expression? Movement, embodiment. How are you going to move through this world, embodying it? What actions are you going to take that bring you in alignment with who you are, with who you choose to believe yourself to be? What is an integrity with your truth and what is in alignment with your purpose? And it may be very confusing, but it really isn't. As you just your brain getting all blah because you're shifting things, because you're changing, because you're transforming. It's like the wires are getting crossed in your mind, and so confusion hits, and it can seem hard and it can seem confusing, and it's just no, very simple. Does this action bring me closer to who I believe myself to be? Does this action fall in alignment with my purpose? Does this action stand in integrity with my truth? Because we've done the prayer, we've done the contemplation, we've done the meditation, we've done the expression, right? So now we've gotten some clarity, some alignment with this. How are we going to embody it? And then witness. Allow yourself to be seen in your truth. Allow yourself to be heard, expressing who you are. And then allow yourself to witness others. Don't paint your picture of who you believe them to be on them. Let them tell you. And that's part of the process that I have really been honing in on lately, which is why there's been a lot of goodbyes. Because everybody's telling me who they are. And some people are telling me, not just through their words, but embodied action, who they are. Their actions don't always match their words. Words can paint a really pretty picture, but it's the actions that create the experience. And so I have been discerning what I want my experience to be and aligning my choices of who I have in my life, what I do with what experience I desire to have. The liberated way of being. It can take some work. There may be some loss and grief, but when you walk in liberation, meaning you decide who you are, you decide who you be. You know your purpose. It's not something given to you or told to you. It comes from you, directly from spirit to you. Then it's easier to allow the grief to flow because you know you are choosing your alignment. You're not questioning if this is going to be okay with anybody but yourself. And the people that are in your life are going to support and celebrate you choosing you. And if they don't, then they're not meant to be in your life. Plain and simple. Being liberated means that you do your work for you and you allow others to do their work for them. You no longer are required to carry anybody's wounds, to do anybody else's work. Because as you step into liberation, you realize it's not just you that's liberated, so is everybody else. And once you step into the embodiment of that liberation, then you get to reflect that to each and every person that you cross paths with. You get to remind them that they are free and liberated, that they get to choose. Then all of a sudden, the people that are complaining about other people and what's happening to them because of this, da da da, da, you get to reflect back to them that they have a choice, that they choose it. And it may be fucking hard when it's a really delicate fucking situation. But I will tell you from experience, I could have chosen many other lives. It would have been a lot easier, as in more comfortable and known to choose a different life than a life of love, peace, abundance, than a life of purpose. This isn't the easiest choice for me. It is the most aligned choice for me now. And I have the right to change that 5 minutes from now, 5 hours from now, 5 days from now. And so, in that essence, when we begin to step into that liberated way of being, really truly embodying, embracing that liberated way of being, it requires presence because we're no longer living the way we always have. We're no longer assuming that who we are is going to be the same when we wake up in the morning. When we live that way, we realize the people that are in our life may not be the same tomorrow. And so we have this moment, this one moment that we get to give our entire full presence to. Then we step into the deeper essence of liberation, liberating ourselves from assumptions, liberating ourselves from what we've known, liberating ourselves from expectations. When we do that, we open ourselves to a world of infinite beauty, which is the next way of being we will be walking into after we step into our reflections here. So, brothers and sisters, thank you. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for being here with me at whatever timeline you're choosing to be here with me. I hope that you're able to take a nugget or two away from this. I would love to hear your reflections, your comments, your experiences. through the Liberated Way of Being, feel free to hop on the Sacred Wild community, which was itself its own liberated being because it chose that it was meant to stay. So hop onto the Sacred Wild. It's thesacredwild.mn.co. You can join the private online community and share your expressions there in a safe container, a sanctuary, a space of safety and freedom where we get to practice embodying our sacred wild. Um, I would love to hear any expressions or reflections on social media. You can on Facebook or Instagram, just use the hashtag the sacred wild, and that'll direct me to be able to witness your reflections and experiences. I always love that. You can also tag us in that. Um, and yeah, you can also send us an email, sacredwildcollective@gmail.com. I would love to hear your love letters, your experiences, your reflections there as well. Until next time, my dears, I wish you nothing but beauty and that you are able to truly embody, embrace, experience, and explore your sacred wild. Ow!